Hi, good morning and welcome to today's class. Today's class is a continuation of our GSS3 Mathematics on word problems. At our previous class, we looked at word problems involving the combination of products with sum and differences. In today's class, we shall be taking the next objectives, which says we should solve word problems involving whole numbers and fractions. Today's class involves expressions with fractions and is a continuation of our previous classes where I did explain to you how you can express word problems that have to do with sum, difference and product, and subsequently we went ahead to see how we can express problems that have to do with these three being combined together. Today's class is a continuation of that, which has to do with expressions with fractions. So we are going to be seeing exercises that involves sum, product, differences and fractions. So this class will enable you to solve problems that has to do with fractions. Example 1 says we should find 1/4 of the positive difference between 29 and 11. 1/4 simply means 1/4. So 1/4 of the positive difference between 29 and 11, meaning I should find the positive difference between 29 and 11 and divide it by 4, or 1/4 of it. So I'm going to express it this way, that 1/4 of positive difference between 29 and 11. So this is how it is expressed, and we can simplify it to be 1/4 of simply means times, to be multiplied by 29 minus 11, which we can also simplify to be bracket 29 minus 11 divided by what? 4. So I'm going to subtract 11 from 29, and the answer or the result I will divide by 4. So 29 minus 11 is going to give us 18. So 18 divided by 4. 18 divided by 4 is going to be 2 into 18 is 2. 2 into 4 is 2. 2 into 18 is 9. So this leaves us with 9/2, and 9 divided by 2 is 4.5. Example 2 says divide 40 by the sum of 3 and 5. That is, this is equal to 40 divided by the sum of 3 and 5. That is the sum of 3 plus 5. So you can either express it this way, or 40 divided by bracket 3 plus 5. They are both one and same thing. So this is said to be equal to 40 divided by 3 plus 5 is said to be 8, and 40 divided by 8 is 5 as your answer. Example 3 says we should find 1/9 of the positive difference between 55 and the sum of 13, 12 and 7. 1/9 simply means 1/9, and positive difference between 55 and the sum of 12 and 7. The sum of 12 and 7 is less than 55. So the positive difference between both of them is going to be 55 minus the sum of 12 and 7. So expressing this in word problem is going to be 1/9 of, which is bracket positive difference between, this is going to be 55 minus into another smaller bracket, sum of 12 and 7. I'll close the smaller bracket and as well as the bigger bracket. So this can be expressed to be 1/9 of positive difference between 55 and the sum of 12 and 7. So the sum of 12 and 7 is going to be, I'll first of all solve this inner bracket before the outer one. So this is going to be 55 minus 12 plus 7 is 19. So this is equal to 55 minus 19. 15 minus 9 is 6. This is 4. 4 minus 1 is 3. So this is going to be 36 divided by 9. And 36 divided by 9 is said to be 4. Example 4 says, find the product of 10 and 6. Subtract 24. Then divide the result by 4. Find the product of 10 and 6, that is 10 times 6. Subtract 24, which is 10 times 6 minus 24. Then divide the result by 4. Then all of this will be divided by 4. And this is going to be, first of all, multiply these two brackets. This becomes 60 minus 24 divided by 4. And 60 minus 24 is said to be, let's solve it here, 60 minus 24. This is 10 minus 4 is 6. 5 minus 2 is 3. So this becomes 36 divided by 4. And 36 divided by 4 is said to be 9. Now one advice I will give to you is, whenever you see a division sign, treat it as a bracket, thereby solving all you have at the numerator before dividing by your denominator. Also, your denominator may equally be an expression. Simplify that expression to become a term and then divide by the numerator. So I would like us to take more exercises. In this class, we are going to be treating 20 more different exercises on word problems that has to do with whole numbers and fractions. This will enable us to solve more problems and be exposed to diverse ways in which such problems may occur. And with this, it gives us a better understanding of problems on exercises on word problems. So I will be solving exercise 2D of your new general mathematics for book 3. So question number 1. Question 1 says we should find 1/9 of the difference between 49 and 13. That is 1/9 of difference between 49 and 13, that is 49 minus 13. This is equal to 1/9 times 49 minus 13. That will be 49 minus 13. 9 minus 3 is 6, and 4 minus 1 is 3. So this is 1/9 times 36, and 1/9 times 36 can be said to be equal to 36 divided by 9. That is, when you multiply the numerator, 1 times 36 will give you 36, and 9 times 1 will give you 9, which is equal to 36 divided by 9 is said to be 4. Question 2 says, find 1/8 of the sum of 14, 15, and 19. That is 1/8 times the sum of 14 plus 15 plus 19. So I'm going to add these three together and multiply by 1/8. So we have 14 plus 15 plus 19, that is 4 plus 5 is 9, 9 plus 9 is 18. You write down 8 and carry 1. This is 1, 2, 3, and 4, giving us 48 divided by 8. And 48 divided by 8 is said to be 6. So 6 is our answer. Question 3 says we should find 1/3 of the product of 12 and 5. That is 1/3 into bracket 12 times 5. That is 1/3, 1/3 of the product of 12 and 5. This is equal to 1/3 times 12 times 5 is said to be 60. This is going to be equal to 60 divided by 3, and 60 divided by 3 is 20. Question number 4. Question number 4 says add 4, 9, and 22. That is 4 plus 9 plus 22. Then divide the result by 5. That is the sum of this divided by 5, which is equal to 4 plus 22 is 26. 26 plus 9 is 35. So 35 divided by 5 is said to be equal to 7 as your answer. Question 5 says from 38 subtract 17. That is 38 minus 17. Then divide the result by 7, or divided by 7, which is equal to 38 minus 17. 8 minus 7 is 1. 3 minus 1 is 2, or divided by 7. And 21 divided by 7 is said to be 3. So 3 is your answer. Question 6 says you should subtract 9 from 65. That is 65 minus 9. Then find 1/8 of the result. That is times 1/8. So this is equal to 69. 65 minus 9. 15 minus 9 is 6, and this is 56. So this is equal to 56 divided by 8, and 56 divided by 8 is said to be 7. Question number 7 says divide 48 by the sum of 4 and 8. This will be 48 divided by sum of 4 and 8, that is 4 plus 8. Just like I told you, treat the denominator before you divide it by the numerator. This becomes 48 divided by 4 plus 8 is said to be 12. And 48 divided by 12, let's use our LCM. What can go? 2. Let's use a bigger factor. 4 can go. 4 into 12 is 3. 4 into itself is 1. 4 into 8 is 2. This is 12 divided by 3. 3 can still go. 3 into itself is 1. 3 into 12 is 4. So our answer is equal to 4. Question 8 says divide 48 by the product of 4 and 8. That is 48 divided by product of 8 and 4. So this is equal to 48 divided by 4 times 8 is 32. So what can divide 48 and 32? 4 can divide. 4 into 32 is 8. 4 into itself is 1. 4 into 8 is 2, which is equal to, something can still divide 12 and 8. 4 can still divide. 4 into 8 is 2. 4 into 12 is 3, leaving us with 3 over 2. And 3 over 2 can be expressed as 1 whole number, 1 over 2. That is 1.5. Question number 9 says divide 48 by the difference between 4 and 8. Note, whenever they are talking about difference, what should come to your mind should be the positive difference between the two given numbers. That is, the bigger number minus the smaller number. So this becomes 48 divided by the difference between 4 and 8, which is 8 minus 4. This is equal to 48 divided by 8 minus 4 is 4, and 4 into itself is 1. 4 into 4 is 1. 4 into 8 is 2. So our answer is equal to 12. Question 10 says you should find 1/3 of the difference between 29 and the sum of 11 and 6. This can be expressed as 1/3 into bracket 29 minus sum of 11 and 6. So this is equal to 1/3 into 29 minus 11 plus 6 is 17. So this is equal to 1/3 times 29 minus 17. 9 minus 7 is 2. 2 minus 1 is 1 times 12. So this is equal to 12 divided by 3, and 12 divided by 3 is 4. Question number 11 says 1/4 of the difference. We should find 1/4 of the difference between 17 and the square of 9. This will be 1/4 times difference between 17 and square of 3. This is 17 minus 3 squared, which is equal to 1/4 into bracket 17 minus 9, which will be 1/4 times 17 minus 9 is 8/1. So this is equal to 8 divided by 4, which is equal to 2. Question 12 says find 1/7. Question 12 says we should find 1/7 of the sum of 19 and the product of 4 and 11. This can be said to be 1/7 times, or into bracket, 19 plus product of 4 and 11. That is 1/7 of the sum of 19 and the product of 4 times 11. So this is the way it can be expressed, which is equal to 1/7 into bracket 19 plus, you first of all deal with the inner brackets. That is 1 over 7 divided by 19 plus 4 times 11 is said to be 44. So this will be equal to 1 over 7 times 19 plus 44. That will be 19 plus 44. 4 plus 4. 4 plus 9 is 13. Write down 3 and carry 1. 1 plus 1 is 2 plus 4 is 6. So this is 1 over 7 times 63 over 1, which will be equal to 63 divided by 7. And 63 divided by 7 is said to be 9 as your answer. Question number 13 says we should subtract 18 from the product of 4 and 10. That is, product of 4 times 10 minus 18. That is 18 from the product of 4 and 10. Then divide the result by 2, meaning all of this divide by 2. This will be equal to 4 times 10 is 40 minus 18 divided by 2. And 40 minus 18, this is 3. Give this 1. 10 minus 8 is 2. And 3 minus 2. 3 minus 1 is 2. All divided by 2. So this is equal to 22 divided by 2 is said to be 11. Question 14 says from 50 subtract the sum of 3 and 5. From 50 subtract the sum of 3 and 5. Then divide the result by 6. So this is how it is expressed, and this becomes 50 minus 3 plus 5 is 8 divided by 6. This is equal to 50 minus 8 is said to be 42, and 42 divided by 6 is said to be 7. So 7 is our answer. Question 15 says add 62 to the difference between 4.1 and 1.9. Then divide the result by 3. So we are going to look for the difference between 4.1 and 1.9, which I told you is always a positive difference. So this is equal to 4.1 minus 1.9, and we have to add 6.2 to the difference. So this will be plus 6.2, all divided by 3. So this will be equal to 4.1 minus 1.9. This will become 3, and this becomes 11. 11 minus 9 is 2. 3 minus 1 is 2. So that 4.1 minus 1.9 is said to be 2.2. That is 2.2 plus 6.2 divided by 3. Remember what I told you earlier on. You first of all simplify the numerator separately, simplify the denominator separately on its own before you divide. So this becomes 2.2 plus 6.2. So 2.2 plus 6.2. This becomes 4. This becomes 8. That is 8.4 divided by 3. And 8.4 divided by 3 will be 8.4 divided by 3. 3 into itself is 1. 3 into 8 is 2. Remainder 2 into 24 is 8. So our answer becomes 2.8. Question 16 says to minus 9 add minus 11. This will be minus 2 minus 9 add minus 11. Divide the result by the product of minus 2 and 5. We are to divide this by minus 2 times 5. This can be said to be equal to minus 9 minus 11 divided by minus 2 times 5 becomes minus 10, which is equal to minus 9 minus 11 becomes minus 20 divided by minus 10. Minus divided by minus becomes positive, and 10 into 20 is said to be 2. So our answer is equal to positive 2. Question 17 says we should find 1/10 of the difference between the product of 3 and 1.4 and the sum of 0.6 and 0.4. 1/10, that will be 1/10 into bracket. The difference between the product of 3 and 1.4 and the sum of 0.6 and 0.4. So I said difference always has to do with positive difference, so therefore the positive difference between the product of 3 and 1.4 and the sum of 0.6 and 4 will be 3 times 1.4 minus the sum of 0.6 and 0.4. Reason being that 3 times 1.4 can be seen to be greater than the sum of 0.6 and 0.4. I will now simplify the inner bracket. This becomes 1/10 into bracket 1.4 times 3. This is 12. You write down 2 and carry 1. 3 times 1 is 3 plus 1 is 4. So this becomes 4.2 minus 0.6 plus 0.4. 0.6 plus 0.4. That will give us 1.0. So this is equal to minus 1. So therefore this becomes 1/10 times 3.2 minus 1 is said to 4.2 minus 1 is said to be 3.2/1. So this becomes 3.2 divided by 10, and this becomes 0.32 as your answer. Question 18 says divide 52 by the sum of 1 and the product of 2 and 6. This can be interpreted as 52 divided by the sum of 1, that is 1 plus the product of 2 and 6. So this is how it can be interpreted, which when you simplify is going to be 52 divided by 1 plus 12, which will be equal to 52 divided by 1 plus 12 is 13, and 52 divided by 13 can be said to be 4 from your multiplication table. Question number 19 says we should subtract the square root of 9 from the square of 9. Divide the result by 13. Subtract the square root of 9 from the square of 9. The square of 9 means this minus square root of 9. Then divide the result by 13. This will be equal to 9 squared is 81 minus square root of 9 is 3, all divided by 13. And 81 minus 3 is said to be 78, and 78 divided by 13 is said to be 6 as your answer. And our last question for today on this topic says we should divide 36 by the difference between the product of 3 and 6 and the square root of 36. This can be interpreted as 36 divided by the difference between the product of 36 of 3 times 3 and 6 and the square root of 36. So this becomes product of 3 times 6 minus the square root of 36, that is square root of 36. So this is how you can interpret it, which can be said to be equal to 36 divided by 3 times 6 is said to be 18 minus square root of 36 is 6. This is equal to 36 divided by 18 minus 6 is 12, and 36 divided by 12 can be said to be 3 as your answer. That brings us to the end of today's class. At the end of today's class, we have been able to solve word problems that has to do with fractions. Subsequently, in our next class, we'll be looking at how to express fractions in word problems. Thank you for being part of this class. See you tomorrow. Please kindly like this video and also use the comment section for your questions, as I will be very much available to answer all your questions. Thank you very much and do have a nice day. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Thank you.